I caught my wife chatting with another man on our wedding day. You always hear about wedding day jitters, cold feet, anxiety, the pressure of pulling off a perfect day. I thought I was feeling the usual pre-wedding nerves. Turns out, I was picking up on something much darker, something that would shatter every illusion I had about the woman I was about to marry. I met Emily 5 years ago. We were both fresh out of college, starting our first jobs in the same building. She worked in HR, I was in IT. We met in the elevator, and just like a cheesy rom-com, we clicked. Fast forward through 3 years of traveling together, moving in, rescuing a dog, and all the milestones couples celebrate. I proposed in front of her family during Christmas. She cried, I cried, her mom cried. It felt right. The year leading up to the wedding was a whirlwind of planning. Emily was obsessive about every detail, the venue, the color scheme, the invitations. I took it as a sign of excitement. I was happy to let her take the reins. I was just excited to marry her. But about 2 months before the wedding, something shifted. Emily got distant. Her phone was always on silent. She suddenly had work dinners she never mentioned before. She became irritated easily, distracted. When I asked her if everything was okay, she blamed wedding stress. I believed her. I didn't want to seem paranoid. She had always been faithful, kind, and open. Why would that change? I told myself to let it go. She was my fiancée, soon to be my wife. I had to trust her, right? The morning of our wedding, I woke up to a quiet house. Emily had stayed at her maid of honor's place, a tradition we'd agreed upon. I made coffee, checked in with my groomsmen, and tried to calm my nerves, but something still felt off. We were getting married at a scenic vineyard about 2 hours outside the city. Everyone was already there, including her family. As I was getting dressed, I realized I'd left my cufflinks at the house. Not a big deal. They were just accessories, but they were a gift from my late grandfather. I wanted to wear them. I told my best man, Leo, that I'd be back in under an hour and rushed home. When I got there, everything looked normal. I went upstairs to grab the cufflinks, and then I saw her iPad blinking on the bed. Notifications. A message from someone named Nathan popped up on the screen. Just a preview. Can't stop thinking about last night. You're incredible. I froze. My heart started pounding, my hands trembled. I shouldn't have looked, I know, but how could I not? I opened the messages. There were hundreds, photos, chats, voice notes, all between Emily and this guy, Nathan, her coworker. And not just flirting, they'd been having an emotional and physical affair for months. But the most disgusting part, they weren't just having an affair. They were role-playing like she was a single mom who was secretly seeing her boss. She'd fabricated a life online with him. No mention of me. Just stories about struggling as a single woman, how hard life was, how thrilling their affair was. It was a game, a sick, twisted game, and today was our wedding day. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't punch a wall like in the movies. I just stood there. The man in the mirror looked like me, but he was hollow. I snapped photos of everything, screenshots of messages, the whole thread. I forwarded them to my phone. My hands were shaking but steady enough to preserve evidence. And then I made a decision. I got back in the car, cufflinks in pocket, and drove to the venue. She was already there, in her dress, smiling for photographers, surrounded by her bridesmaids. When she saw me, she lit up like nothing had happened. "Babe, you made it just in time. Everything's perfect," she said. "Yeah," I replied, "perfect." I played along. I didn't want to cause a scene, not yet. I waited. I waited until we were standing under the floral arch, hand in hand, the officiant speaking, our families watching with misty eyes. Then he asked, "Do you, Jake, take Emily to be your lawfully wedded wife?" I looked her in the eyes. And I said, "Before I answer that, Emily, would you mind explaining who Nathan is?" Silence. Whispers spread across the chairs like fire. "What are you talking about?" she asked, trying to smile. I pulled out my phone and turned the screen toward her. Open DMs, photos, her naked in a hotel bed, chat logs about how much she loved pretending to be someone else. Gasps. Her father stood up, her mother fainted. I said, "I was going to marry you, I loved you, but apparently you love being someone else more." I walked off that stage, just turned and left. The fallout was nuclear. I turned off my phone for 3 days. When I turned it back on, it exploded with messages, friends, family. Even Nathan messaged me, claiming he didn't know she was engaged. But he did. I found birthday photos of the two of us on her social media, and messages where she told him I was just a roommate. Emily tried calling, dozens of times, then the text came, apologies, excuses, pleas for forgiveness. She said she got addicted to the fantasy, said it was just online, said it didn't mean anything. Didn't mean anything? She created an entire fictional life behind my back. She played house with another man while planning our wedding. Her parents were devastated. They reached out to me and said they were ashamed of her. But shame wasn't enough to fix this. I went to therapy. I needed to process the humiliation, the betrayal, the public spectacle. My therapist said Emily was probably living in a dissociative fantasy because she felt trapped by commitment. That didn't make me feel better. It made me feel like a prop in her delusion. I started over. New apartment, new routines. I cut off mutual friends. I even left my job and got one out of state. It's been a year, one long, slow year. I'm still healing. Trust is hard, but I'm learning to breathe again, to feel like myself again. Emily tried to reach out last month, sent a handwritten letter, said she's in therapy, said she regrets everything, that she thinks about me every day. I didn't respond. Sometimes the best closure is no closure at all. I met someone new. We're taking it slow. She knows everything. I was honest from day one. And this time, I'm watching for the signs, not because I don't trust, but because I've learned to listen to my gut. Looking back, the signs were always there. I just didn't want to see them. If you're reading or listening to this, and you're in a situation where your gut is screaming but your heart is silencing it, listen to your gut. Trust yourself. You're not crazy, you're not paranoid, you're just aware. Thanks for sticking with me through this insane story. If you've made it this far, I want to say you're not alone. Heartbreak is real, betrayal is devastating, but you can survive it. We all think we know the people closest to us, until we don't. My story might sound wild like something out of a movie, but for me, it was painfully real. If you've ever been betrayed, lied to, or left standing at the altar of your own life wondering what went wrong, I see you. This platform is a place for truth, healing, and some good old-fashioned storytelling. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If this story shook you, shocked you, or made your jaw drop, smash that like button. It helps more people find stories like this. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another wild, real-life tale. I've got more stories, some from me, some from you, and trust me, it only gets crazier from here. Have a story of your own. Drop it in the comments or shoot me a message. Who knows, your experience might be the next episode. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and most of all, thanks for surviving with me. Until next time, take care of your heart, trust wisely, love deeply, and if something feels off, don't wait until your wedding day to find out the truth. See you in the next story.